I'm not taking away your guns. In the Arizona State Constitution, we have a right to them. So I'm not going to sit up here and say, we're going to take them away from everybody. I think the guns do have a place in sportsmanship. I absolutely support anyone's right to own a gun, provided that they are legally able to. And personally, I would like to see more gun safety training.
Tonight is instructional training for Cara here. This is a responsible Second Amendment supporters lesson for people that do not have a lot of experience with firearms. The first thing you want to do is you always remember that the gun is always loaded. Regardless of whether you think that you left it unloaded, always assume there's a bullet in the chamber. The second rule is never point the gun at anything that you are not prepared to destroy. Those are the two most important rules, at least for general gun ownership. When you're at the range, you want to keep the guns inside your lane. You never want to be back here in the audience area with your guns, because there could be an accident. Always leave the ammo and the guns there. Always leave it unloaded unless you're ready to shoot. This is the size most people will use for self-defense and stuff like that. This is like a howitzer. Difference in size of bullets between her gun and my gun. The gun itself is pretty easy to understand. Trigger, the decock right here. This gun does not have a safety on it. This is a decock so that whenever you have it loaded or whatnot, if you press this down, it will release the hammer without firing the gun. That way when you load it, if you don't want the hammer hanging open, you can do that and it will do it without firing a round. This right here is for ejection of the magazine out the bottom. This is your ejection port, and you always want to keep this thing pointed down the range. Aiming, basically, if you look at the back, you see the two dots in the back and the one dot up front. You want them to be a line across, so 3 dots through there, and that's what you're aiming at. Magazines are standard for the weapon. This one will hold 7 rounds. This one will hold 10 rounds. When you're ready to shoot, you always load your magazine, get it ready and everything, and then pop it in. It's now armed. Okay, it's now loaded, it's now ready to kill something. With this gun, it has 2 safeties on it. You have the palm safety here. If you do not have pressure on this safety, the gun will not fire. And then as a backup safety, or a standard safety, it's right here, which locks the gun, which means you can't fire even if you do have it gripped. Let me demonstrate. You always want to keep your legs steady and knees slightly bent. Don't put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Keep this thumb out of the way, because when you do fire, this will come back. If your thumb's up there, it's going to take it off or damage it. This palm pushing forward towards you with this hand. Keep the elbows a little bit bent, not straight out, but not, in. The kick of the gun is going to stay in your hand. It won't jump as hard as you would think. If your hands are loose, the gun could fly out, hit you in the head, or fly behind you or hit something. Basically, you're looking through the little notch in the back. You want to line that up with this sight right here. Well, first I want to see how you hold it. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. Move your feet apart a little bit more. Kind of, there you go, like that.
And then what do I do with this hand again?
Yeah, pull with that one and keep your thumb down. And push with this one. A little bit of bend here, not too much, no, on this arm right here. Just a little bit, not much, just so that you're not locked. And then you look down between the 2 dots, center the front center dot in between the 2 back dots, and you aim that at whatever specific part of the target you're aiming for. Now the gun will kick. This is a lot smaller round, so it's not going to kick like this one. To load it, you have to put this up whenever you don't have a magazine in there. Take this, pick up the gun with your right hand, pick this up with your left hand, slide it into there, bullet facing forward, push, now it's in. Now get a good grip on the gun with your finger off the trigger and pull this down.
Pull this.
There you go. It is now loaded and armed. Squeeze the trigger, don't yank it or pull it. Just squeeze it slowly. You always want to aim a little bit lower. It's going to come up a little bit with the fire.
Take a deep breath.
Yep. You're okay in that shirt, right?
There's one here,
Uh-huh.
2, 3, 4. So it looks like you missed with one round, but you hit the target 4 out of 5 times. There's always going to be pressure. There's always going to be narrow focused when you get into some sort of a situation where you're having to react to a shooter or anything like that. Unless you actually practice to where it becomes muscle memory, the chances of you actually stopping a shooting or something like that is pretty slim.